Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new science lesson. Today we're going to start a new unit, Offspring and Their Parents, page 154. For this unit, you will be learning about the behavior of parents and their offspring. You're also learning about how do plants grow and change, how are plants like their parents, how are animals alike and different, how are young animals like and alike unlike their parents, and also how do animal offspring survive. So let's start page 154. Offspring and their parents. Look at the photo of that tadpole. Tadpoles are young frogs. How will they grow and change? What questions do you have about the tadpoles? Let's look at the pictures. And then we need to come up with question as usual in our essential question, how we start. And then by the end of the lesson you will be able to have answer for these questions. So let's see. We can ask many questions. So I'm going to put a couple of examples. As we say, they're different than that picture of a frog. And we see tadpoles are different than as we know all the frog look like. So I can ask question related to that and say, how do they become frog? So how do they become frogs? I can also ask, as we see they are living in water, I can ask why they're living in water. So we can ask this question. Why do, and I can write the word also. Need to live in. Okay, so again to the picture, and then you can come up with any other questions. All right, this is the tadpoles. All right, let's go and see the vocabularies that we will be seeing in this lesson. Look and listen for these words as you learn about offspring and their parents. We have adaptation, characteristic, learn, signal, behavior, herbivore, life cycle, trait, carnivore, inherit, seedling, and young. All right, I put all these words here for you and I put the definition, but don't worry, every lesson will be, you'll be introduced to a few words and their definition, but I just put them all as a start so we can have a little idea about what we're gonna cover. Adaptation, a structure or a behavior that helps an organism survive in its environment or to become used to or to change. So adaptation means to change to the environment so you'll be able to survive or used to the environment around you, such as when we say, for example, the bears have a strong claws so they can hunt for their food, or they have thick fur to protect them from the cold weather and the snow and make them warm. And we also learn about the giraffe, that they have long necks so they can pick the leaves from the top of the trees. Characteristics, a feature of something or traits. Learn, to gain knowledge or skill. Signal, a sound or movement that gives information. So when I give you a signal, I can make a sound so you know what I mean, or when I do a certain movement, like for example, the babies, when the baby's hungry, they can't talk, so they cry. So that's the signal for the babies to their adults that babies in animals or human that they're hungry. So they make a special sounds. For human, they're crying, for birds, it's chirping, and so on. Behavior, the way a person, animal, or thing acts or does something. Herbivore, an animal that eats plants. So animal that will eat plants will be herbivore, such as rabbit, goat, deer, camels. A life cycle, how a living thing grows, lives, and dies. So the sequence of events that happen over and over again. So life cycles is a sequence of events that happen over and over again. So that's called a life cycle, or of something, or a life cycle of a plant. For example, we start with a seed, then it grow to roots, and we see the stems and the leaves. That's called the life cycles of a plant. And then you get the seeds again, and then you plant the seed, and again it starts the same life cycle. Trait, a feature of a living things, like information or properties. Carnivore, an animal that eats other animals. So carnivore is an animal that will eat other animals such as lion, wolves, cheetahs, Venus flytraps, sharks. Inherit, when something is passed from parents to offspring. Living things, including plants, inherit or receive certain things from their parents, such as shaped, colors, and size. So when we inherit, we use this word, we say, this child inherit his dad's hair color. So his hair colors, he took the same like his dad's hair color. Or heights, for example, or that cat's, for example, it's white with black spot on the nose, like its mom. Seedling, a young plant. A seedling is a small plant that grows from a seed. So a young plant grows from a seed, or we call it seedling. And then we have the word young, an animal or a person that has been recently born. And then omnivore, an animal that eats other animals and also eats plants, such as birds, some birds, mice, rats, chimpanzee, and also human. Well, humans are omnivores because we eat fruit, vegetables, and we also eat meat. All right, let's go back to our book. And these are the words that we just went through the definition. And as I told you, we're gonna see all these words and we're gonna use them in our unit, this unit. All right. Let's meet our friends here. Poppy, let's see.
Oh, hello! I'm Poppy, and I just spotted a bald eagle with my binoculars. I love watching wildlife. That's why I want to be a park ranger when I grow up. Park rangers protect and preserve the park and help keep people safe from dangers within the park. To be a park ranger, you have to know a lot about plants and animals. That's why I try to observe them as much as I can. If you like plants and animals and being outdoors, then you might want to be a park ranger too.
All right, for this unit, we need to do lots of observation about different things. So over here, Poppy wants to be a park ranger, and she explained what park rangers do. Park rangers look after the plants and animals that live in public parks and make sure that they are not disturbed by people who visit the parks. Poppy wants to know more about how tadpoles grow and change. So show how you think that tadpoles will grow and change. Draw a picture of it below. So you can draw a picture of the tadpoles and then a picture of a frog. So that's will happen, the changes will happen from tadpoles at the picture we had before. And then as a grown-up animal or frog. All right. Okay, first graders, that's it for today's lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye.